works and I don't have to get fired for it. So, welcome guys. I appreciate it. Feel free to help me as we go through and do this.
Open.
Uh,
Like get the noise part over with.
So my background, and that's why I didn't want to say too much. So I'm Peter Hirchin. I am the assistant athletic director at University of Comics. I've been there for 4 years. Before that, I was a high school math teacher for 11 years. I spent 3 years in Aldine ISD. I spent 4 years in Conroe over there. And then when I got this job, and this is kind of where it relates to you guys, was I was the full-time math teacher, but they asked me to actually be the special ed, like co-teacher in the classroom. And so when I came over, they're like, we'll give you the job as long as you get your certification for it. So, and I was like, okay, no pressure. So basically I was like, all right, if I pass the test, I get the job. If I don't, I got to figure something else out. And so it worked out. And so it was definitely different for me being the like second person in the classroom. I think you guys probably even have a little bit different situation because you guys are in a lot of different subject areas. And so like, that's kind of what we're going to be going through. I got a little chart here that we're going to look at. Oh, do you guys have pens? I don't know if I brought pens.
I probably have.
Not me steal
I
something.
have a
from this comments.
pencil. Yeah.
But like, so our biggest thing, so my goal for today is going to be building confidence, utilize your time effectively, and just teach you some strategies for classroom and like small groups. Okay.
Okay.
Because I think the hardest thing that you guys have to do is there might be one class that you're only in like once or twice a week, or you're
That's
jumping
great.
around all the different times. And so, like, how do you do a small group when you're like, I don't know what the heck we're learning? And so it's things like that. And so, I'm going to start here. Actually, I'm going to start a little timer here as well. You have one?
I'm just a highlighter. I
me
have
see.
my pencil.
Let me
This
run
is
out
the
and-
pencil,
let me
you
see
know,
if I got
that's
some.
mine. Because the rest of it's highlighters.
We did you already start recording?
I think so.
Oh, we got some that are like half unsharpened. You probably better put it. Yeah, the best one.
I don't need it. I got one.
So, all right, so I'm gonna pass you this. Don't flip it over yet,
Okay.
okay? And so we're gonna start and really like, so introduce you guys, because I don't know you guys yet.
Hi, I'm Michael
Okay.
Calica in class support. And this is my second year here at Klein Oaks. I've been in education for 20 years. I taught 2 years in site fair. Didn't pass my test, so I'm coming back to this affair.
Okay.
So I plan on taking it again.
Good. What subject area you wanted to try and take it in?
I want to do history this time. My test I took in the past was sped.
I got you.
Yeah, so this time I want to do history. Got an undergrad in business management, Robert Morris University.
Cool.
I'm Alejandra. This is my third year here at Klein Oak.
Okay.
And then before this, I was working at a Christian elementary school. And then I got pregnant, so I had to get insurance. But that's how I ended up over here.
I need to go to a big place.
How many years have you got? 3 years on?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
my third year.
I'm Misty Marino. I've been here. This is my 5th year here. Before this, I worked at a charter school, elementary. I pretty much go where my kids go. So I worked
I
with
gotcha.
my girls. And then as we moved up, I was like, okay, we need to go to a bigger district. So I'm here to get the schedule that my kids have. I don't plan to make
You're
education.
gonna get here as soon as they get out, you're graduating with them?
Yeah, I'll find something else that pays me better.
I got you for sure. I'm assuming you're in multiple subject areas too.
Yes.
So so look at our list here. So I just wrote down a few. I go
Okay.
English, math, science, social studies. I got, obviously, I think everyone's behavior support. and
Yeah.
Group intervention list. If you're not in one of those, or if you're not in the math class, just cross it off. Okay? And then just rank them. And then like, again, this is supposed to be a safe space. I'm not telling Wild or anything, and you can share with me, like, this is all gonna go on there, and it's only gonna be my cooperating teacher, but like, this is supposed to help you guys out, and then kind of help give me like a basis to try to figure out which areas we might need to do some growth in.
Mine is my my one math course is financial math. So of course I
Yeah.
feel very comfortable. But if you threw me like in algebra 2, I'd be like, oh, absolutely not. So I'm just gonna kind of put to the side like financial math.
That's fine. I've been in that class before.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I can do this. This is like normal everyday math.
Our thing is you just deal with those seniors sometimes.
Yes, and yeah.
You
I'm
want to
just.
tell this part number two?
Nope, we're gonna hold on. So don't skip ahead quite yet. We're just doing the boxes on theirs.
Let's put our name in.
Sure, it's for you. Come on. So me personally, obviously, math was mine. If I was in an English, I would be like a 1 if I was in English.
Yeah, I love English.
Do you? Okay.
That's what I'm a majority of. They throw me in the other classes when there's nobody else to cover it.
I know and you guys are without some people as well, so there's gotta be like some extra time they're probably throwing in and helping out.
We're down 3.
Alejandro, what about you? Which one's your favorite or which one's your most comfortable one?
Definitely math. Algebra one to be specific.
Oh,
Because I like the equations and you just gotta plug the numbers.
okay. And then you gotta be social studies, Michael, right?
Yeah, social studies, then math second.
What's your areas that you guys think you like, that you feel the least, like, I just don't know.
I say like
Math.
English.
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 Math.
And English. What is it about English for you guys?
I think just like learning, I don't know, like the nouns, adjectives.
Yeah.
All that confuses me.
Okay. Would you say, oh, go ahead, Michael.
Oh, okay. It's not that, it's just, I don't like writing long papers. That's the only thing, like, it is short, yeah.
You guys are not for
and-
you.
Yeah, I like reading books that's more interesting, and some of the novels we read is not. No.
Okay. Well, do me a favor then. So then go on here and let's write in what subjects are, what are you most comfortable in and why you think you're the most comfortable in that.
All right.
You kind of already said which one, so, but really it's just kind of, what is the reason why? And then if you have one that's the least comfortable, put that one in the next one. Wait on the action step.
What would you call that? I don't like to define.
Your nouns or whatever, your,
I guess. Because you know how they ask like, what's the adjective or the nouns or I don't know what do you call
your
it.
grammar.
We mainly work on like ECR this year's, but yes, they have a lot of them have their grammar checked anyway.
I would be a fish out of water if you like it in an English class. It's just not where I've been comfortable with,
Mm-mm.
you know?
And it's very detail oriented, but I think that's why I like it, because
Yeah.
I'm very detail oriented. Because I was like, you have to pay attention, like you have to understand what you're reading to get it. Numbers are just numbers, like you said, like it's very cut and dry.
Yeah,
It's a
that's it,
number.
yeah.
It doesn't change with the meanings of words.
It's funny, now that you said that, that's
Depending.
like my personality. Like it's either black or white.
She's like, that's why I like her math.
I'm gray in between. Like, what do you mean?
Math always came easy for me, and I felt like I did a good job of explaining it to students and getting the ones that would struggle to like do well at it. And so like that's where I'd always get the hardest kids. All the ones that you're like, oh, you had so and so. I'm like, yep.
Sometimes I can relate to the kids because like whenever we talk about things,
Yeah.
you know, I'm very like, well, it's about
It's
a boy, whatever. And then it's like, no, we gotta add more detail. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Well, and they have a habit of writing a summary instead of
Yeah.
like a thesis or finding the theme. We're like, you're just summarizing. They're like, we already know all that. This is me. Really bad. I complain about math every year. I'm like, don't put me in there. You know, I won't be able to help nobody.
I would try to get, I had a para, I was at Oak Ridge, and I would try to get him, like, you want to do the morning today? He's like, no, I'm good.
Oh, like, no, that'd be me. I'd be like, no, I'm so good.
So, all right, let's just go around and share. Miss, do you want to start with your favorites? And
I
why?
like English.
You kind of already hit on it already.
I did, yeah. I enjoy helping the kids write essays, even at the junior and senior level. They still forget what they learned the year before since middle school. So I enjoy helping them just get the structure down, like finding new words, because I've learned that like our kids are a lot of them don't read. So their words are very simplistic. Like when they're mad, angry, like they can't think of better words to use than just those basic words. So I enjoy teaching them like, hey, there's a whole vocabulary out there of words that could be so much better for this essay. I also enjoy like when we read novels and the books and stuff to point out things to them that they may not have realized, because some of them don't think very deeply.
Right.
It's very superficial. And so I enjoy having them think on a deeper level, and they're like, oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, that makes more sense. Like you kind of see the connection, like the light bulb go off. And I enjoy that because sometimes I don't think the parents take the time to do that with them.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy getting them to think on that deeper level. I think that's why I like English.
100.
And then for me, it's math, specifically algebra 1.
Okay.
So like the equations and, plugging in the numbers, and I like working them out, like, the steps.
Yeah.
And yeah, just showing them how to be organized to get to the number. Like if you're not organized, you're gonna get the wrong number.
Michael, what about you? What's your favorite?
I like math as well. Because I like figuring out things. As a kid, my mom used to give me like a lot of puzzles
Okay.
and you have to figure out. And history's up there too, because I want to learn I always wanted to learn about the past, why we here, why we, the things what we do with other cultures.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So
And then let's go to all right, least comfortable in line. Michael, we're gonna go the other way now.
okay. English, because as a child I had a problem with reading and writing.
Okay.
But of course I got better, but it's just not my top, still not my top. Even though I can do it, it's just
I understand that. Been
not,
there.
it's not not interesting, so that's why. But if I'm under pressure, yeah, I have to get it done and do everything based on level and everything.
Gotcha. 100.
English.
Okay.
I don't like the details. Like I'm just gonna get straight to the point.
Oh, wow.
You said math.
Math, for some reason, when I look at math problems, the multi-step, my brain just shuts down.
Really?
I'm just like, nope, can't do it. Even if I try to work it, I'm like, oh my God. Like she knows, I'll text her, I'll be like, what are y'all doing right now?
Well, I think obviously because you guys are in so many different areas and you're supporting a lot of different stuff, it's sometimes difficult. So, but now for our action step, here's what I want you guys to think about. I want you to think of your hardest class that you're in right now. Okay. It could be one, and probably it's one that you're in the least amount because it's like, oh, it's really minimal support. What's one thing you think that you do well in that class? Okay. So hardest class that you have throughout the day. Like, what's something that you do well? One thing. What class is it?
Mine's World Geo,
Um,
Coach Jones.
What do you do well in there though?
I support the teacher.
In which, but like doing what?
Management, the kids, the classroom management's really terrible.
Okay.
And so I'm in there like 2 times a week. And the little bit that I'm in there, I help support her.
Okay.
Because I'm not in there enough to know the content.
Yeah.
So I really don't know what they've been doing it's a lot of worksheets. So it's a lot of doing worksheets.
That was not me.
No. And so I pretty much just support Coach Jones.
Okay,
Like if they're being naughty or have phones out or,
yeah.
and they already know, because they'll be like, put your phones away, she's coming.
Michael, what's yours?
I said science, trying to memorize the periodic table.
You're good at supporting that and helping them out?
So, yeah, I'm gonna support it. Their science. I mean, I'm there once a week, but I catch on to some things kind of fast.
Okay,
But I'm not. It's not like my strength is like memorizing it by heart. It's not there. But if I look at it again, yeah, I catch on. Like,
gotcha. 100.
Okay, number two. What I do well is like motivating the kids to get their work done.
Okay.
I'm like, you can do this, I believe in you. And then I'll use some of my algebra skills to do some of the algebra 2 problems. It's just, I don't know, like there's a difference between algebra 2 and algebra 1,
Sure.
Mhm.
even though they have the same name. But I just don't know, like,
Plus one's a freshman, one's a junior.
yeah.
Kids that
Yeah.
with.
Huge.
So it's a little.
So within that same class, what's something you could do better? What's something you need to work on then? First, what's your grade?
So I put pay attention more when the teacher is going over the lesson, or not be scared to ask for an answer key.
Yeah.
Because I do like, I'm like, I just want to ask her. Because I actually like busy, so I just need to speak on what I need.
Or none of us get to, I don't think any of us get our answer keys.
Yeah.
What do you think, Misty?
I think I could probably build better relationships with the students in there, since
Yeah.
I'm more like the drill sergeant, because the
gotcha.
classroom management is so rough, like I don't get to like play around with them like I do in my other classes where like they really feel comfortable with me. Instead, they look at me more like disciplinary.
Gotcha. Michael, no, you're still writing.
Being more knowledgeable of the subject, ask for answer key, and ask for help if I'm needed.
Yeah, and so like this is kind of what's
So
like.
yeah,
This is kind of where I wanted to kind of go with this a little bit today, anyways, because I think as a para or a person that's in the helping and support a teacher, you think that you have to know everything in there, and there's ways that you guys can be effective, but not have a clue what you're doing in there. And so like I would say this, I think Misty, you kind of started hitting on the knowing your students, but not just yours that you're there to support, but trying to figure out all of them. Like it would be interesting to see if we went to a classroom, how many names would you know in the class? And that's kind of where I'm gonna like, that would be my challenge for you, is try to get to know everyone in that class. Because it doesn't matter if you're in there, like, because you want to be able to make it where everyone feels comfortable coming up to you. I say you guys should be the rock stars of the school where you're walking down the hallway because you're in so many classes. They're like, hey coach, how you doing? Oh, miss, how are you doing, miss?
Well, we've been here long enough to where my freshmen, they're now seniors. And so I've literally been with them every since in the whole 4 years. And so teachers actually get a little bit jealous. The relationships we have, and I'm like, I've known them for 4 years.
And that's the cool part. And that's where I think everyone's level might be a little different with or comfort level, but like honestly, if you, by you just knowing the kids by their names, it really helps with your managing your class. It helps with figuring out what they're doing because they might be like, hey, Michael, I don't have a clue what we're doing. And like, I don't understand what she said. And like, you got the ability to be like, hey, Miss Jones, hey, can you re-explain that? I didn't quite get that. And you can kind of break that barrier of asking questions because you're the person in the class, and now you've got the ability to kind of ask those questions for them. When a majority of the time, they're not asking it because I'm not getting called out. I don't want to be the other one. So you get to be like I don't know what the stigma kind of word of it, but it's like you get to be one that does the stupid questions that you're like, that everyone really has the question for.
I do that. The kids hate it.
Just I do that too. Like I be the guinea pig. Like I take the rip. Like a lot of kids be scared that like shit,
Absolutely.
they scared and they don't want to look like they don't know anything. So I like sometimes in the class with certain subject, I do know, but I'm telling I don't, and I'm trying to be telling I'm a student. So I answer the question too out loud,
Yeah.
just like a kid, because then that's when other kids like, okay, they see Mr. C answer questions or answer, asking questions. It gets them
For sure.
involved.
And again, like that's why your role is important. And I really look at those classes that you're in 1 or 2 times a day because I know what it's like. You don't have a clue what they're doing in Algebra 1 because it's been 3 days. They've started a new unit. You remember the last test because you were testing the last time.
Mhm.
And now you're like, okay, well, let's see what they're doing. You got to be like, learn to be comfortable enough or even have those conversations ahead of time of like, okay, can I get one in advance or can we see? Or you go find that smart kid and go check to see what they're doing and go, oh, okay, that makes sense. And you kind of cheat that way a little bit. So, but I've got a few things. If we flip it over now, I've got 5 confident builders. And so we're going to read these sentences. And so I came up with things that I thought were really important. I do not need to know everything to be effective. My role is to support learning, not replace the teacher. Supporting engagement is just as important as supporting content. And then building relationships helps student learn. It's okay to ask questions and seek clarifications. And we kind of already hit on a little bit before, but if one of those stuck out, circle one of them that stuck out to you. All right.
I'll start.
Yep.
My role is support learning, not replace the teacher. Stuck out because I don't want to step over the teacher's shoe. And that person, like say like I'm taking over they duty and we need the main person. So I follow their lead and support the learning by moving around the classroom. Engaging, keep the kids engaged and stuff like that. So that's what stuck out.
For me, it was I do not need to know everything to be effective. Because
Yeah.
I do feel like pressure whenever like we're going over an assignment or whatever, because I'm like, oh, now I don't we're doing. So I feel like
Yeah.
so much pressure. And then like whenever I can ask a question, I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, oh, let me figure it out. Let's figure it out together.
Yeah.
So
I'm the same as her. I do not need to know everything to be effective.
Yeah.
Sometimes just asking the kids, like, well, what do you think is the right answer? Or where do you think that they're going with this? Sometimes just getting them to think because they don't want to. A lot of them won't even read the directions. They want us to tell them the directions. I'm like, no, read it first. Yeah, and I'll even do that. Like after the teachers explain, I'll be like, now is your chance to ask her if you don't understand something. I was like, don't raise your hand
Yeah.
as soon as she's done. I was like, ask them. And so just like speaking up for them helps, I think, just to get them going. Because a lot of them are like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm tired today. I don't want to do this today.
Yeah. And again, I think we're hitting on a lot of these same things. And what I'm trying to convey to you guys is that there's a lot of like stigmas that go in with some pairs at times. And so we want to make sure that we're not hitting on those and we're like, all right, those are things, that's not me.
Right.
So like I'm gonna write some down. You guys got any good stigmas that you can think of for parents?
Oh, yeah.
Just a little bit. All right, so Misty, give me one.
I had students tell me, well, my other para gives me the answers, why don't you? And I'm like, sorry, not that para.
Gotta get back in the habit.
Yeah, because if they're given the answers, they don't think about it and they don't learn it.
Yeah.
So then when they're tested on it, they don't really understand it.
Yeah.
One thing I just like when you get when the teacher hands out the paper to the student, like you said earlier, like I was joking around, I raised my hand.
Yeah.
They don't even read the directions. Soon they get the paper, you lay it in front of the miss or sir, can you help me on this? Can you help me on this? I'm like, did you read direction? No. Can you that's your job to do it for me.
So
Oh, no.
No.
You know, I was like, hold
What would be my stigma I'd write down for that then?
on.
Just there to read.
They think that we're supposed to
They-
do everything for them.
Yeah.
We're their helpers. Like
Literally, we
Yeah.
are their helpers. We're supposed to make sure that they get a good grade.
Yeah, good grade. We're not supposed to fail because and our IEP says we're supposed to at least get a 70 above. Like,
Because kids at the high school level, their helping is you giving them the answer. So I'm like, oh, you don't want my help. You just want me to tell you what
Right.
it is.
right,
And I'm like, that's two very different things.
right.
All right, anything else? I got to go, not supposed to fail. I got that. I agree with that.
Okay.
Anything else that you think stigmas from Paris?
You got any?
Yeah, anything.
I know.
Really? My biggest one is the first
I would think,
One thing is that, well, the kids, some of them have told me in the past, like, you're not my teacher. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
So they don't want to listen to
yeah.
you.
You're not my
Or you're
teacher.
not a
You're
teacher.
just a peer.
yeah.
And
I tell them, well, I still get a paycheck. So.
Oh, if they tell me that, I'm like, okay, cool. Don't ask me for help then.
yeah, I've been told that. And then they be like, there's some of the kids that's like students, like student assistants. Oh, you do this, you just equal to me. And I'm
Well, I
like,
never heard that.
Mhm.
Ooh, I'd be so
I-
mad.
the other high school I worked at, like,
Mhm.
you just an A, just like me.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
they'll say things, like, the kids will say things, or,
I'd be like,
Well,
different.
another
I
thing-
graduated.
when another thing when teach the head teacher trying to belittle the peer and be like, well, this is my helper that's then introduce you as your professional, like this was the pair or this is the second.
That does happen here, where the teachers think we are there for them,
Yeah.
like they're helpers
Yeah.
and not the student helper.
Student, yeah,
Like we've had to tell them,
Gotcha.
like, we're not here to make coffees for you.
yeah.
We're not here, yeah, we're not
And
here
they
to
trying to
run
make
here.
it seem like that's your job to do this for
Yeah.
me.
Like
You
we,
my person, like
Yeah.
one school I worked at, for the teacher instantly said, you my personal assistant.
like I know Wilder has even told them this year, some of our teachers, that's not the pair's responsibility.
Yeah,
They're not there to do classroom management, to be
Or
honest.
the co-teachers. They think that it's our job to find them. They're, like they're,
kids and stuff, they
I don't know what
work,
to say.
they copy, they sign work samples and all that.
like to keep up with their kids, like instead
Yeah.
of monitoring their kids.
right.
Sometimes they expect us to do it. It's like, well, you don't even give me.
Some co-teachers don't even make the folders for their kid, like we put enter like the work sample, you know, like, hold on. Why you-
Oh, yeah, I've had
So
that.
you got to create their
Do their
folder,
job.
and and then input the stuff in for them. Then it's times that they ask for something, I email it to them. Oh, you need to go here. I'm like, dude, just take the email and the work sample I send you through email and just put it in it. No, you do that.
Yeah, because they voted, that was our job this year. The
Okay.
co-teachers tried it 1 year and they're like, no, that's a lot of work. So like, I don't know about them, but I have over 100 students that I upload 3 to 5 samples for every quarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 300 to 500 pieces of data that
Yeah.
we're uploading
Okay.
every quarter.
We got like what 6 to 7 classes, and we got this year since it's the short staff, we got at least
Right.
7 to maybe 10 to 12 kids spec per class.
Well, it sounds like at least you guys have a good relationship with each other, because
Yeah.
like the hard part is always when you get like the para that's just the one that you're like, can you do any work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys might have seen that one.
Yeah.
And it's like, because I'm sure teachers have probably had that issue before where it's like, I have the guy who just sits down in the back and reads the paper. I remember one of my student teaching in Aldi, and I remember those guys like, how's my boys doing? And you just sit down. I was like,
You're like, they're great. No thanks to
Bless
you.
and so like, I like where you guys are all at on those things. And so like getting into our next one is just small instructions. There's three types that we can kind of do. We can do pre-teaching groups, which is really difficult for this one because we're not in there a lot. There's reinforcement groups, which is practicing what's being taught. This is one that I think is going to be more readable. And then supporting groups and just reteaching. So I would say the second one is probably the most effective one that you guys can be a part of.
And that's what we're supposed to do.
And that's really the one. And this gets back to like the more students you know in the class, whether they're yours or not, is the easiest time to just sit down and just pull people together. My last year here was in financial math, and teacher was great, didn't always explain things the right way, but they'd always have time to work. It was the only class I was in, so I just got in the habit of, I knew of like one or two of my kids that would struggle, and it really was a struggle. They just needed can you wake up? Let's get working. And so I would always use my proximity and try to sit next to them and get them to work. Well, over the course of the semester, it's like I had 3 or more people. Hey, coach, are you working on it? I come work. Come on over.
Mhm.
And like, it's even just a little bit of that stuff and building that relationships where everyone's comfortable with you of like, oh, Andre's in class today. Awesome. I'm going to go there. And because you broke that stigma of I'm not giving you the answers, we'll work through it together. And like, and that's even where it's fine if you don't know it. Go, I don't know. I'm learning. I wasn't here yesterday. Can you fill me in?
I said that.
But you get them working collaboratively together as well. And so you break that stigma of I have a IEP, because everyone that you support, they hate that they have it. They don't want to admit that they have it. And honestly, they probably don't need it for a lot of it. They might be just lazy, or they're just like, it just takes them a little longer to do things. And I get it. And so you just need to, and I think you guys have talked about this. You guys are doing a good job of just treating everyone the same way, and you just got to keep on with that. But then the more people you can bring in, the more people you can walk into class. It's like, oh my gosh, Mr. C, it's great to see you today. And hopefully you won't have those interactions like you did at the last school. Pre-teaching, I don't think you guys would ever do any types of pre-teaching. Do you guys see that word come up?
No.
Supporting groups, I could see you doing a little bit more of reteaching sometimes, possibly if it's, excuse me, this might tie more to it's just your student specifically. So if we're doing a reteach retest system, when you're like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm pulling my group and kind of go there. But if you know other ones are struggling, it's okay to pull other kids in that group as well.
So what Wilder told us this year, because we've had teachers, especially you,
Yeah.
who wanted her to reteach what was in the class. Wilder had told the teachers, like, the paras are only allowed to go over what was taught that day.
I got you.
So if it was
Because you're-
taught that day,
I
we
got you.
can't go over, or if it's like, because English, we do like a week-long
Yeah.
project, and it's every day.
So then it would be more like, this would probably be more just like within the refocusing groups, but again, it's pulling in groups desks in the classroom while they're doing class discussions, or like I know some of the English rooms, they've got like the tables, the big tables that they're sitting at. Same thing, pulling up a chair, just sitting next to some of the group and just, all right, what are you guys working on?
Yeah.
And just working on some of that and moving
Yeah.
around. It's just important. Small group reminders, this is stuff that you can be asking them. Okay, so what's the goal for the group? So not necessarily you're gonna be saying it like that,
Right.
but in your head of like, all right, what are we working on? How are we focusing out? What are we trying to get done today? How much are we getting done? It's constantly like reminding some of them like that. And it's a lot of your proximity. It's a lot of just sitting down with them. Other ones you can model or explain the task. Obviously, we're trying to get away from the explaining it, and so it might be like, what did you read in the direction so far? Or what clarifying questions do you need from class? So, because they're gonna ask you, I don't know what we're doing. All right,
Oh my
what
God,
do you
all the
think?
time.
What do you think? Okay, what should we do? What's our first step? And so ask them some leading questions like that and go, I'm just as lost as you are. What do you think we should do first? And so you break that little like the icebreaker up, because again, you'll have it today and you'll probably laugh.
I know one particular kid all the time asks, like, what are we doing? Literally after she just explained it, I'm like, dude, I'm like, let's go to Schoology, pull up your slide deck. I was like,
Yeah.
read each one. Or I'll be like, specifically, what don't you understand?
Now they don't even, some of them don't even ask. They got this little AI app now,
Yeah.
and they just take a picture of it and it gives them, and the app works for every subject.
Really?
Yeah, and it gives them the exact answer, and then you put on general. Say like it's the notes that you got fill in the blank. It would give them the answers to that. They don't have
They're
to,
not supposed to have their phones.
that they don't have to do right. They don't have to do nothing. And cause one of the kids, they showed me, they were like, yeah, just to see this doing everything. Look, and I'm like, and then I'm like, so you put on general, and it's one of the general science, biology, math, and you on the notes. So that you only have this to the teacher, but they already got it down because the AI.
Yeah, but then I'd have to tell them, so when we have STAR or when you have your midterms,
Right.
how are you gonna retain this knowledge when you are not,
Exactly.
you're just looking it up?
Right.
Exactly.
So I'm like, well, no, when you don't pass,
Right.
then you don't actually know this material.
And I think it's establishing the types of questions you want to ask them to
Mhm.
get those response. Like, obviously they're coming up to show you, so that's at least a good start. You know what I mean? But like, all right, if you don't have it, how are you getting that?
Right.
Well,
That's
I'm
why,
just waiting for I go home.
that's why I asked. I said, like, especially with math, I was like, well, show me how to break it down to me.
Yeah.
Show me the step by step. And then they look at me like they had their side eye. And then, come on, Mr. City. I'm like, no, Dad. I said,
Yeah.
work. She said, show work. So where's your work?
Right.
So, and then they smack their lips. I'm like, just do this step by step and show you. I show them. And I walk them through and they're like, oh, okay.
Another part which says, how will I check for understanding? So making sure, so that's your, making sure they're going step by step. And how will I encourage effort? And that's really the biggest thing that you guys are probably can get away is working on it. Like, it's, I will say this, like, I know cell phones are always the bane of existence, even the computers, like when I've been in classrooms and they're good at switching through on there. And it's figuring out, like, you're not always the bad guy in every class.
No, it's just that one. Everywhere else, I'm good.
But like it's still kind of just making sure like hey, how are we doing today? What are we working on? Like, because again, majority of these classes, they should be able to get most of their work done in class.
Yeah.
Or if
Agreed.
not, they should be able to take their connect and like, and we need to try doing is just getting them in the habit of like, you don't like this class. The worst thing you can do is not do the work because you get to
Repeat. Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, that's what I use.
repeat, or even the what's the computer program that they use? The
Engineering.
engineering, like it's,
Some of them prefer to do that. Some of them have told me, Miss, it's easier. I'm like,
Yeah,
are you
'cause
serious?
I think they used to watch videos and then do, and then
But-
that's it.
so they want to come in the summer?
No, they let them do it.
They do it.
No, but I know, but a lot of them have to come in the
Summer
summertime.
school only.
But like you find that other area, but you're okay with taking 2 weeks out of your summer when you're in class.
That's what I said, but they were like, hey,
Oh, a lot of them would be like, I ain't gonna do that. I'll just
But
do it
again,
here.
I think you just constantly reinforce the habit.
yeah.
Those are behavior kids.
Yeah,
You're
for
just
sure.
like, buddy, come on.
Yeah. Which one do you think was the best kind of way of just kind of supporting a small group? Do you think in that out of those five? Go ahead and circle one of those. You call it the same one? We all pick five?
Oh, I picked 4.
I say 5 because what I do is when they say like we in a small group and they don't want to work, so I'm like, okay, I'll do it with you. I can tell you I'm a student.
Cool.
And I just go doing with them. And I'm like, okay, I do question one, you do question two. And then we just break it down and keep going. By the time the end of the bell, sign is done.
Gotcha.
It's like a psychology game. Like if I do one on, what I'll do is I'll show them how to do the first two. Then after that, I do one, they do, vice versa.
Careful, because remember what we said on our stigmas, though. Not doing their work. Oh, I like Mr. C does my work. So just, I'm saying,
I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying too.
Because it's like, if they just sitting there, cause then it's like, they not doing nothing. Then the head teacher look at us like, well, get him to do this, get him to do this. And it's like, so it's not, it's like you in the middle. So it's
I
like,
go the
well,
mothering route. I'm like, I know you can do it.
Yeah.
Like I have full faith in you. And they're like, Miss, it's hard, but you can do it. I know you can. Because unfortunately, a lot of our kids, they don't have parents that tell them you're capable of doing this.
I got you.
A lot of our parents are just, they've given up on some of them, especially my behavior kids. I have a soft spot for those guys. I do. And so every time I go in class, I'm like, have you done the assignment? Did you do that? Like literally Matthew Stratton, he literally told me, he said, Miss, I did my assignments yesterday because I knew you were going to ask me about them today.
Great.
And I told him, I said, I'm so proud of you. I said, dude, you did assignments on the weekend. I was like, that's amazing. I was like, thank you so much. But it worked. Like just believing in them. And when you see them in the hallway, say, hey, Matthew, what's up? Like just acknowledging them is a huge thing. Because some of them are like, she knows my name. Like, she knows my name. So I go the mothering route.
Wait, what was the question? Sorry.
You picked 4. Why'd you pick 4?
Why did you say 4?
For a small group.
Oh, so like the way that I do it is that we'll have a worksheet or whatever, and we'll do it together, but we'll compare answers. So I'll be like, okay, you're gonna do one, I'm gonna do one, and then we'll see who, what answers we get, and then we'll go.
Same thing.
That must be a math thing. That's a math thing.
Yeah.
It's only work in math because that's
Yeah.
a lot of kids struggle in math so bad
But
that
I like to go back and say, okay, do you see step 3? You did it this way, I did this way, and this is how, like.
I would even say, I'll do the first one with you. Change that language a little bit with it and try it.
Yeah.
Because again, you can do this and go, all right, and you can, like if I'm doing a simple equation, I can start writing it out and I can ask them, what's my next step?
right.
And like, as you're writing it out, you're doing the problem, but you're getting them to tell you what to do.
It's like they teaching you and then you're not teaching.
Even though you know what you're doing, but
Right.
then you can ask questions of like if you're, let's say we're solving an equation and you're
Yeah.
like, you gotta combine like terms. It's like, okay, well, which ones are the same there? Cause eventually you're gonna be like, you're going too slow. I can do it. Okay, I get the point. And so you'll be able to tell if they're don't know the material actually, or if they're just being lazy. And so
True.
that would be my
Yeah.
one suggestion for you then.
Yeah.
On there. Of not just saying I'm gonna do one, because we want to get away from our stigmas that we have. Because again, it'll come back to you when they're in science class then.
Yeah.
Mr. C, come on over.
And they talk, these kids talk.
Yeah, they do.
Obviously some strategies. These are just some common ones I wrote down here. I'm sure you guys can probably think of some things that or ways that you've used it. Repeat instruction, we talked about with the stigma and like, we don't want to tell them always the instruction. We want to like ask guiding questions to get them to figure out. But there's going to be some that don't know and you might need to read it or redirect them in there. Asking guiding questions. I like this one because this is what we were talking about before of you're breaking the stigma of asking the teacher questions and be like, I'll be the person that I ask it. You get it? You have any questions on this? No, I don't get this. And you might, and this is where you'll be able to go, I bet you there's more than one that doesn't know this.
Absolutely.
And so it's finding those moments to be like, hey, Miss Jones, can you go back over this part? I think I just need a little more help on that. They might look at you like you're crazy,
Mhm.
but there's probably a whole bunch of other people who are like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Breaking into to smaller steps, obviously math and English, it might be just helping them get started with their sentence or creating like just their word boxes to or their word dumps if they're writing on things, or even just, all right, we're gonna start reading a couple sentences on there.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
Yeah, point to visuals, or examples. Obviously, like if you're in the room, or if there's notes on there, or if they have something in Schoology, you can refer back to those different things to kind of help point out those. The behavior and engagement. I think this is the one, it just depends on the class. Everyone's been in the right class, don't need any behavior because the teacher's got it. Everyone's got the other teacher that might not be.
Mhm.
And it's difficult because you definitely don't want to overstep sometimes on those teachers. I always had an issue dealing with teachers that didn't care about cell phones. I'm sure you'll know one teacher that's like, nope, no cell phones, and it goes great because you can support that. If it's something that you don't believe in, it's just always a difficult like concept to kind of deal with. Your proximity is your best weapon. Don't be sitting down as much, even though you like. There's times I'm like, gosh, I don't really want to move around. Just look around, just check on your kids, check on other kids to see if they're working. Look at the ones that are sleeping. Especially if the other teacher's moving around, it makes it really easy to kind of move around with them. If they're standing at the board, even if you're just at the back, kind of moving around a little bit, just kind of monitoring. I had one student that was literally just always writing, talking, or being off track, and I'd just be like, "Hey, weren't even one of my kids." But it helps the teacher up because they don't even notice it. Because if you're on the front, it's really hard to see from the back. Um, quiet redirections, that's kind of something like there. Positive narrative, Missy, you're talking about that. Good praise. Hey, great to see you again. And it's great to be back here, man. What about this? You create that positive atmosphere, especially it gets tougher at the end of the year because we don't want to be here as much as the kids don't want to be here because of the kids. But like we still got to fake it till we make it at times and understand that, we're still here to help out with them, whether they drive us nuts or not, because we definitely have a few of those kids too. Um, offer choices on different things, like maybe it's, all right, well, hey, if we get started here, okay, then I can see if we can let you go to the restroom. And kind of build that like little bridge sometimes between the teacher. And same thing, more with positive narrative, praise good behavior when they're on top of things. Constantly want to be on top and just supporting like, oh gosh, great to be here. Oh, good notebook out today? Yeah, let's go. And you just make a joke out of it and be yourself in the classroom and then find those things. Okay. So anywhere on the paper, I want you to write number one. Okay, somewhere up there, I'm gonna have you write. And then we're gonna go number two and number three. Okay, so one, two, and three to be here, give me the side. This is kind of my closure for the activity. So number one is one thing that you learned that you could possibly add to what you're doing so far.
Most question,
One thing you learned, one thing from today that you learned that you think could possibly apply.
okay.
Sure.
Getting students to be more independent.
Okay. Misty?
I'm gonna say engage everyone, even in my tough classes.
Yeah.
Instead of being like a warden.
Yeah.
Try to engage. It can be hard though.
For sure.
It can, because I don't feel like I can be playful with them. Because I feel like they would look at as more of a weakness.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's nice. So
Do you know everyone's name in that room?
yes,
That's good.
I do.
That's not good.
That's how I can write them up.
For me, it was offer choices.
Yeah.
Help balance that student-teacher relationship because I do have one in fourth period where the teacher is she wants things her way, and like the student does have that behavioral of, what is it called, like
The attitude,
Yeah.
like, just,
And she wants things her way, but the teacher's very set in how she wants things.
so they butt heads.
Yes, and it's very awkward because it's like, I don't know. And
Gotcha.
like, I don't want to disrespect the teacher, but also like.
Yeah.
It's hard.
We are, Michael, so the second question is, one question you might have for me that I didn't touch on, that you might have that might help in some way. Might be a situational, might be how, something that I might have done when I was teaching. It might be just a question that you had with dealing with teachers.
Want me to go?
Sure.
How did you deal with teachers that see you as a threat to,
In which way?
like, some classes, they see the kids feel like they more comfortable with you because you explain, they feel like you teach the, yeah, more knowledgeable of the subject.
I mean, I know what you're talking about. I had one of those teachers, that was my last year here where it was, for me, it was really tough for me to be going into that classroom a lot of times. But like, I just kept it about the students.
But,
And I think, and I probably did less than what I would normally do until they got more comfortable with me.
okay,
And it was, because it was just, I was in there once. There was one class I was in. So like, it was weird. It was awkward at times. It didn't bother me as much. Sometimes I think female teachers might be a little bit, have more issues with some
I
of
have
that
a
times.
couple that don't really care for me in there
Um,
because I'm too friendly with the kids. I'm like, okay, that's your issue, not mine.
and that part goes, it just always kind of goes with maybe even stepping back a little bit in those situations sometimes. And you're just like, okay, no big deal. I'm fine. I can still do my job and be effective with it. I'm just not going to be as happy as I normally am because it sounds like you're pretty happy for me personally.
Well, Bivens was like, you just go in there and you do you. I was like, okay.
And so it really, it's building that relationship. And like, it's going to be a full year of just, it's not going to be the best situation.
right,
And you're going to have to make do with it. But again, the bottom line is, and where you're going to get support from Miss Wilder, you're going to get support from Hensley,
right,
students first.
right.
I'm here to take care of my kids. Okay, maybe I got to tone down some of my stuff a little bit, and I'm gonna still be effective. That makes sense?
Okay.
And I just still talk to him. Like, I'm like, hey, like, I still tell her good morning. And
Yeah.
like, I'm just like, it kind of like you, like, it
Yeah.
doesn't faze me. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's just different because it's different times at night.
Mhm.
You got one?
Yeah, I guess going back to what I was telling you about that student, it's kind of like, it's awkward because it's like, I don't want the teacher to feel like I'm disrespecting her, but like, because she wants things her way in her class.
So you're
I get-
advocating for your
Yeah, but I'm also
student, too.
advocating for her, for the student, because it's kind of like, she does have behavioral issues, and it's like, I feel like if you get to know her and you get on her good side, she'll do whatever you know,
Yeah.
whatever you
We
want
have
her
to
to
build
do.
relationships, especially with our behavior.
And I just don't know how to say that to the teacher without being disrespectful.
If it's who I think it is, we have said that to that teacher.
Some teachers, old school, told like, I'm the adult, you the child, do what I tell you. Some teachers are like that.
This one just likes to fight with our behavior kids. It's almost like,
It's
I'm
about
gonna show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you that I'm the one that rules this roost. You can't do that with behavior kids.
Some of those, like, you know that the teacher is gonna be the way, and it's sometimes having the conversation with the behavior kid of go, and you know what's gonna set the behavior kid off a lot of times, but it's a lot of times it's just knowing like all right, hey, you know how they are. We just gotta just keep it. And then obviously there's some parameters set in place, like if they're working with Miss Hinton, you kind of know those signs or whatever. And you're preemptive on that. But like I would just be more proactive with like having that conversation with the student, kind of going to class. And then you definitely want to be able to like, it's the it's the one that I always did when I was teaching at Aldi. It was like we always have to be in the front and meeting everyone the day. So you're kind of seeing and checking like temperatures on kids. Because you know those behavior kids, like I know they're always hot,
Yeah.
but like there's sometimes they're really spicy. And so you just knowing those levels is probably a good way of helping gauge and help that teacher out. And or in the situation of like, okay, we need to go for a walk and some such of things. You know, it's a difficult one without really being in the classroom and seeing it myself. But like that's what I would say is having that adult conversation with the student sometimes. And
Correct,
then
yeah.
because you can have adult conversations with adults and they'll gonna explode and be like, I can't stand that teacher, blah, blah. I'm like, yep, I agree. But in the world, we're gonna have people that we're gonna have to deal with at times that we don't always like, and this is one of them. We just gotta get through 50 minutes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. It does.
Sometimes.
I count down like that. I'm like 15 minutes. I'm like, you can do it.
Sometimes what you do, or what I do is with kids like that, I don't know, okay, since this kid want a lot of attention, then you kind of like use them to let them like come up to the board and kind of like play that as the teacher, but it's like, 'cause that's what they want. They want to like,
Oh, your girl ain't gonna do that.
then,
Absolutely.
they seeking for attention, So it's like, okay, they get attention from the class, but that's what they want. But if you use it in an academic way, then it like, not saying, but every kid is different. I'm not saying.
What grade is the student in? What
Grade
grade
is
is
sophomore.
No,
Senior. We're talking
Yeah.
about MC,
yeah.
right?
Oh, senior. Oh, I know you're talking about.
So like, in especially like, you can have more of those adult conversations with the senior than you can with the freshman.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
And so like, I've seen it, know what has happened, like, but like, just, you should be the good test of knowing like, all right, this is not gonna be a good day. And it might even be the one like, hey, I'm gonna take so-and-so out of the class today for like 5 minutes. Just because you know, or it's getting a hell, but the only part is you don't wanna make sure that they're using that all the time. Type of thing.
Yeah.
So,
But I told one of my teachers that, like with Matthew, like if he's having a bad day and he has his head down, I'll just look at her and I'm like, we're not having a good day.
yeah,
And she's like, okay.
so. Gonna have it, it's gonna be an ongoing, they're senior, let's get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
literally.
But April's
But
gonna
see,
suck.
the thing
Yeah.
is with her, I think she's been in the system so well, I
Mhm,
mean, so long, that she takes advantage of it.
for sure.
And so therefore,
They-
it don't matter how nice you try and negotiate with them, they know they can. get
That's
away.
not true, because the same girl is really good for me and Miss Cook. I have her 7th period, 3 days a week, and she is
Yeah.
great in that class,
Well,
but she
I'm not-
likes
I'm just
us.
talking about some
Yeah.
kids.
She likes
Not
us.
that particular kid, I'm just
Yeah.
saying some kids that who've been in the system so long, they do it, like I used to do AD back home in Chicago. And some kids, one kid came up to me, he was like, I act the way I act and stay in the program because they would give a.
But that's when you have to set boundaries, like even some of our behavior kids, if they're like, I wanna go see Miss Hinton. And I'm like, let me text her real quick, and if she says no, and I'm like, she's busy right now, so you're gonna stay in the spot with me. And they're like, okay. Like you have to, like, I'm gonna check on you, you're not just gonna get to do what you wanna do.
Last question 3. Oh gosh. I know.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Might have to look. I mean, I'll look it up. Wrote it down in my thing. Thought I did so well today going
You
through.
did, this is the first thing you're looking up, you did, you did really well. Look at me, I'm mothering you. It just comes natural.
Come on. Should have printed off. I did. Nope, I'm not gonna print it off. I'm gonna do good. I know.
Like 90%.
One situation where you want more support. So
A
any,
particular situation?
yeah, if you have,
In general.
just in general, like if there's one situation that you think you need to have more support with.
Mm.
Hmm.
Go back over there. Like, where would you like to have more support?
I would like teachers to support us in the classroom. Like we tell a particular kid a certain, you say no, you expect that teacher to say no. So
Yeah, for sure. Misty?
I think if I'm having issues with a particular teacher, sometimes I wish they wouldn't like let us handle it. Sometimes I wish they would talk to the teacher about it, but for the most part, everywhere else I feel pretty supported.
I feel the same way as Misty. Um, yeah, basically.
If we're having
I
a
don't-
change,
yeah.
teacher.
Well, I'm gonna read my last quote to finish up. I appreciate all your guys' time.
Thank you.
We actually went a little longer than I was expecting.
We
You guys
talk
are
a
great.
lot.
I would see. Confidence grows through practice. Okay, and you don't always have to be perfect. You have to be present. And so I think that was a huge one I found online that I really liked because
Wait, confidence grows with. Oh,
right here.
Confidence grows with practice,
I'll-
basically.
you don't have to write it down. You just.
I know, but I like that quote.
So,
She's like,
So,
I
but
want
like,
to write it down.
I had it with my current boss, and he got it from our university president, where he's like, you don't have to be perfect when good is good enough. And so
Yeah.
there's always those situations that we want to make sure we have the perfect situation for our student here. We want to make sure our students are doing everything. Sometimes they just need to do a little bit, even if it's something, or we just need to do anything that's effort, progress towards getting
It's
them.
not broken, don't fix it. Right?
Sometimes that's true, you know, like and especially with the kids that we deal with, they're not all the same. There's some that effort is a better grade than the 70, and they're giving the right effort. You're working on the right thing. You're working towards progress on there. So with that, I'm gonna stop the video and thank you guys for your time. You want to
Yeah.
eat? Go ahead and eat.
You can go to the lounge, or you can be here.
Oh, I'm going to the lounge.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was nice meeting
You
you.
can keep it, you can throw it away, whatever you
Thank
want to
so
do.
much for
No
lunch.
problem.
That was very
That was
nice.
I can bribe anyone. That's the easy.
Food is
Okay, well, he
always
needs another help.
everybody's love language.
I'm gonna head up there.
Yeah, go, go. You don't need these? I'm just gonna leave it. You know, some kids, it's gonna be like, what you got? Don't worry about it. It's my lunch. Or the all here, can I have some? I don't know, did you give me a treat? That's what I'm starting to ask them. Have a good one.
Too.